Okay, we are going. Okay, that's good. I'm proud of you. Okay, guys, sorry not to be with you all day. I was really under the weather today. Must have been something I ate. So, God of the day is actually going to be the Shinto kami or spirit Inari. Um, Crash course in Shinto, everything can have a spirit. This fire, the wood, the rocks, the trees, the air, everything can have an indwelling spirit. Some choose to interact with humans, and there are various beliefs, but that's the crash course in it. Inari is one of many spirits. They were primarily and originally associated with rice and rice harvests and rice fertility, but they've gone on to become the all around general kami of everything. And this is creepy because this time there aren't any animals on the map. There we go, there's a squirrel. And one of the things that you will find with working with Loki, and it's not a video about Loki, but look at the bun, is that Loki can get a little jealous. And since they're so very much alike, we had about 2-day period that I've been having them try to get along. Loki interfered with the first couple of recordings, and then Inari slammed their foxpaw down. And long story short, it's taken a while, but I think the boys are ready to cooperate. Now, Inari, technically speaking, if you ask a Buddhist or Shinto priest, is not a fox, but it's a very popular way to depict Inari. And they have a wonderful enough sense of humor that they will appear as a fox. When I work with them, and this is not the correct way to see them, there's no one correct way to see them, they appear kind of as an androgynous actor. They're very tall, they're wearing a white robe, which could be ceremonial or it could be an actor's robe, and they're wearing a white kitsune mask. And matter of fact, the kitsune mask you've seen on the channel is actually something that they trade back and forth, Loki and Inari. So why would you want to work with Inari if they're so close to Loki? Well, we have a lot of deities and spirits that are, cover some of the same things, and they can overall be very sweetly natured. And as time has gone on, they kind of have this habit, kind of like an Apollo habit, of moving into new areas and taking over. What will happen in Japan, and this is not people being loving disrespectful, but say there is a kami of fishermen, and this has happened, and that kami has brought in good fishing forever. All of a sudden, no good fishing. Where are the fish? Inari is called upon. Inari does a wonderful job. And so Inari becomes the local kami of fish. Now, they probably don't abandon their local kami. They're probably still grateful. But Inari does have that habit of now everybody knows Inari can do the fishing thing too, so they can absorb a lot of abilities. Historically, you're going to see them. Oh my goodness, look. You're going to see them in areas. Yeah, the gate does need a little help. It's not quite optimized. Oh my god, a deer just came up out of the lake. Oh, this recording has everything. Traditionally speaking, they are associated with outsiders and outcasts, which is why now I think they're very good for the gay community. Because people like actors and prostitutes, they were the kami that oversaw that. Gambling too. All those things that people want to do, but look down upon. You know what I mean? How, oh my goodness, this game really needs optimize. There's a deer under the water. Shall we go see the water deer? And that is just wrong. So, they are associated with outsiders. At one time, prostitutes and actors were actually looked down upon and had to be in their own separate district. Well, the districts would either spring around the Inari temples or Inari temples would show up there. They're very loving and accepting. They can be seen as 1, 3, or 5 kami. You could say more, you could say less. Any gender, no gender at all. Nori is really not known to be fussy. And they have a wonderful sense of humor, so it wouldn't surprise me if 2 foxballs were reaching out, one from Inari and one from Loki, to go, hey, this is kind of boring, let's spice things up. Since they are known for the theater, I find they can be quite the little drama fox at times. When they first came back lately, they were doing a lot of laying around, one arm over their head, looking at me very carefully to see if I knew that they were dying. And they've been icy cold to the touch, like they went and drowned themselves in a river because they know how I love Japanese drama in like kabuki theater and everything. So they'll make sure that they recall some kind of theater thing we saw or some kind of game or even an anime. And since we're on the subject, Japan tends to be a lot more open than we are. Not that they don't have people who have hang-ups and everything too, but they are definitely the patron kami of if you like to play certain kind of games or watch certain kind of entertainment or go to a love hotel or, take advantage of a sex worker services, they would be their patron kami. They would be the one to make sure that they are protected and they are safe and they get home safe at night. So kind of work like people work with La Santa because she will take care of all the outcasts as well. They will too. And even if tomorrow, society would completely change and gay people would be accepted and sex workers and everything else would be accepted, they would still not abandon their people. So you would still have a special place in their heart. They're really good for, people to go into Japan sometimes get a bit of culture shock. And, oh my goodness, hi! Oh my goodness, we're getting a fox already! Hi, sweetheart! They're really good to come up and greet you because they're very friendly. Kitsune are their sacred spirits. A kitsune for Inari is a fox, and the white foxes are actually Inari's kitsune, Inari's foxes. They're a spirit fox. They're usually invisible, though they can be visible, and they can look like regular foxes. They have a lot of mischief in them, and they like to play tricks, and they're adorable little spirit messengers. So we definitely got a paw nuzzle something from Inari right there. That was awesome. And, they're good to work with I found they're very good to work with, and they will come in and they will calm everything down. They have this energy that they can absolutely stop anything else. It's not always a noted thing, so if you look online, you're going to say, well, I don't see anything. They're basically the peacekeeper in the house. They really are. They will come in and they will say, okay, everybody is fussing, why? And they will try to meet everyone's needs, which is why they're also a kami for business, or perhaps they picked up that attribute from working with business people. But they can bless businesses. They can bring customers in. But you have to remember the kami are, in general, you have to take in the nature of the kami you're dealing with. In general, they're going to bless you if you're an honest business person. If you are running some kind of company where you're like selling health products that don't work or something else, you can justify it all you want. They're not going to help you. If you're trying to run an honest business and being fair and not cheating your not cheating your customers, they're going to be more than happy to help you. They do like payment though. Not like a transactional relationship where everything they do for you have to pay them. They can be friendly and do things for their friends. But in a way of, if I ask Inari, for example, to bless me on something, and I say, well, okay, Inari, if you give me that blessing, I will get you this. I had better come through. They can be very patient and give me a long time and even give me some reminders of the thing I promised them, whatever it was. Like say, I say to Inari, I would like to get this job at so-and-so place and make so much money. Okay, they bless me with that. Then I have to come through on my promise, or they can take away what they gave and more. Oh my goodness, more foxes! Is this one walking in the water? I don't want to interrupt him, but hi, we're getting a fox ride again. Oh goodness, foxes everywhere. And they're often, since you're so good all around kami, they're often called on for things like success in business, success in marriage, success in studies, travel, good fortune, especially good fortune for Inari. But all kami can be called on for anything, and there are other kami that will generalize in things. So for everything I've said, like marriage or love or luck or something, there is a kami known specifically for that area, like Inari is known specifically for rice. But they can all also come in and help you with everything else. Inari can also move from Shinto to Buddhism and back pretty fluidly, and they have obviously made inroads into working with pagans and Wiccans as well. They're very friendly. They're very friendly and they're very darling. They can have a temper. They're known to carry a whip, and they can use that whip to burn rice crops, like if somebody offends them. And you have to go out of your way. It's not just you forgot Inari's offering once or something. It's you did something very extremely disrespectful, like you destroyed Inari's temple, or you hurt a sacred fox, or God forbid you're a farmer and you killed a fox? Seriously? Then Inari can destroy things. Inari does not like wicked people. Inari will be the one kami to come down and destroy wicked people, kind of like Sekhmet. And they do have a temper, so that some people are a little afraid of working with them. I found them to be sweet, and they will generally give you a warning. I will give them that credit. They will generally give you a warning when that Inari temper is going to be coming up. They're going to warn you. They're going to let you see. With me, it's they'll appear kind of like in my mind's eye, and they're standing very stiff and very rigid, and I can tell they're getting mad. I can tell right away they're getting mad. And then, since they don't talk as much with me, I just get these feelings and kind of like images. They'll let me know what it is that they're mad about. And usually they're pretty good about giving you a chance to make up, but they can have a temper. Overall, they are really good. They're, like I said, they can be a generalized kami because, most of us aren't going to be, farming rice. We just don't have the paddies to raise it in, even if we wanted to. Though, if you would like to try, that would certainly be a way to honor them. And they can work at anything. So, like, if you do some of the traditional things they do, like they oversee the theater and that, they can help you with that. But they can help you with anything, cooking, everything else. Though, like I said, there are specific calming for things. Our little fox, hello, sweetie. Hello, little baby. I know, the animals in the game, they're pretty, but I know they're not photorealistic. But overall, we wanted to make this again for you. The first time, Loki decided that my recording equipment didn't have to work, didn't record my voice. Second time, I was so mad at Loki, I was yelling at Loki. And half the video was yelling at Loki for being bad. But, when you work with Loki and you work with another god, goddess, or spirit, sometimes you have to take into consideration Loki's feelings too. Especially if Loki's one of your main deity. He's a little scared since Inari has a habit of absorbing the powers of others. Not so much absorbing them, but taking their place. And again, it's not Inari being mean or attentional, it's just for whatever reason that kami or god is no longer working. And people switch to Inari. And he was a little afraid he might get replaced. I've already told him he's way too much awesome fox to ever be replaced, even by Inari. And that made him happy. As long as Loki knows he's not going to be replaced, he does settle down. It's just we have that couple day settling in period with him and Inari. And he was kind of grumpy, and he wanted to let Inari know that he wasn't thrilled, and Inari let him know that Inari's going to be here because Inari cares and loves people. And I can feel them both watching these animals like, ah! And, they both wanted to let each other know they want to be here and that they both feel that this is their territory. Can we not go any further? I've never tried to climb this treehouse, guys. Ooh, look at the pretty view. So, that's not going to be the longest video, but I think I covered everything. Let me see. They are generalized kami. They started out with rice, but now they cover absolutely everything you could use. There are specific kami in every area they work. They're very people-friendly. They're usually, if you talk to a Buddhist or a Shinto priest, they're going to tell you, no, they're not a fox, but they're often seen as a fox by people. They have foxes or kitsune for messengers. They can appear invisible, white, the fox is the kitsune, or they can appear as a regular fox. And then there's this thing in Japan that a kitsune spirit fox can also appear as a human. So it gets really confusing really fast. Generally, they're going to appear as a human, and they can, since they're a spirit or a kami, they can actually appear as anything they want. They've appeared to people as a dragon, as a fox, as a human. They've appeared to me as, there's a story about the ugly fox fairy, about the ugly kitsune. They love to appear to me like that, and they will be wearing their kitsune mask over their face. They've appeared as distinctly Japanese, and they've appeared as a Japanese businessman. They've appeared as an American. Whatever they feel like doing that day, they do. They have this huge mischievous spirit. They love to party. They love the theater. They are very proud supporters of prostitution and all other outcasts. They can help you with business, with academic success, with whatever you want. You may find, if you work with Loki and Inari, and this has just been my experience, hopefully they behave from the start for you, that you're going to have that little friction. Sometimes when you get two practical jokers, and Inari's not known for it, and yet with me they are, and you get two ones that likes to do mischief, and two ones that kind of like to be the life of the party, sometimes it's kind of like, I can't believe we're doing a My Little Pony reference, but remember when Pinkie Pie and Cheese Sandwich ran into each other initially, and Pinkie Pie figured it was all over and she had to leave town? That's kind of the reaction you get. It's like they're both so good at doing it, sometimes it's hard for them to recognize an ally and a friend instead of seeing competition. There, that's what I wanted to say. Again, yeah. So now, what do you think, Loki? You like them now? Again, yeah. Wanna go down? Okay. So Loki was very good. Loki apologized. Loki thought that maybe I got sick this morning from Loki making a fuss and taking away the work. I said, no, Loki, I was like up to 1 a.m. recording. I said, I've just been pushing myself lately. And I said, it's this time of year. People are getting sick. We're running around everywhere. We're kind of run down energetically because we're doing all this stuff. And, it's kind of a lot for us. Oh, as for offerings, you do you. Traditionally rice, obviously. Sake, also sake. Music, any kind of food. It does not have to be Japanese. Japanese is wonderful if you can do it. Like, there's like a kitsune sushi, and there's fried kitsune pockets, and there's all these fox associated dishes which do not have fox meat in them, by the way. A lot of them can be vegetarian. But you can offer them whatever you want. And that's the other thing to consider too, since they do go back from Japan, where it's an omnivore diet, to Buddhism, also in Japan, but a vegetarian diet. Sometimes you're going to see recipes that call for meat and sometimes vegetarian, but they don't mind as long as you're treating them well. Though if you're working with them as a god of fishermen, you might want to, or call me a fisherman, you might want to offer a little fish. That would be nice, but you can work with them for anything. It doesn't have to be, traditional ways. And, if I haven't said it before, you don't need a general reason to call on a kami or god or goddess. You can just want to spend time with them. You don't need to need something from them, just want to spend time with them. They love tea, but they also love coffee. They're very inquisitive and into everything. So, overall, they've been very rewarding to work with. There was somewhere I was going to go with after the sake. I know I already covered gambling and everything else. I'll remember 20 minutes worth of material on Inari after I shut down, but in general, they are very wonderful to work with, and they will, make themselves very pleasant company. And they're one of the ones that when you work with them, you realize that every relationship with a god or goddess doesn't have to be exactly what we can get out of them. Sometimes it will just develop into more or less having a friendship, and maybe they don't become a big provider in your life, but they're still your friend, you still care about them. And that's kind of where we are with Inari right now. They're welcome in, Susanna O is welcome in, all the kami are welcome in. But it doesn't always have to be this thing of, they're providing me with something and then I'm, giving them service in return. But we hope that helped, guys. I know there was somewhere I wanted to go after the sake. It was something I remembered. They like music, they like parties, I already mentioned that. I don't know, guys, but you can totally look up Inari online. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, but I'm just glad my foxes are getting along again, and I feel better enough to do this. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.